Hey, what's up guys? Like Butter here, and today I wanted to bring you a Ghost Recon Wildlands video because a lot of people have been stopping in on my streams. I've been playing it the last 2 days, asking, is this game worth it? Is this game fun? Is it improved since the beta? And I want to give my overall first impressions, opinions, now that I have about 10 hours in the game, give you guys overall what do I think. Now, I want to start off by saying that if you're looking for a game that's going to have the type of longevity of a game like The Division, this game probably isn't going to bring that. I do think that this is a fantastic game and it's a lot of fun, but I think a lot of articles and websites are comparing this game to The Division. I just want to tell you guys, this is nothing like a looter shooter. It's more of like an open world RPG where you level up skills, you find weapons, and you play tactically with friends. That's essentially what it is. Now, down the road, they may add a lot of content. I'm not sure. I didn't end up getting the season pass. I'm actually waiting on it to see what the season pass entails. I want to see down the line if their overall, view of the game and what their visions are moving forward change and whatnot. Obviously, this game does not have PvP, which is a huge deal breaker for a lot of people, but do know that they do plan on adding PvP down the road. Now, they haven't stated when PvP will be in the game. They talked about it. It will be a 4-on-4 tactical game mode. I'm not sure what that means, but I'm assuming that there's going to be some sort of objectives in a small arena. I'm assuming it's going to be like, I don't know, take place in, like, for example, like you're seeing on screen here, one of these compounds, you have 2 teams of 4, they spawn in, and you play it just like you would in any other multiplayer shooter, and I think that will be a lot of fun. I think it will be very interesting to see what direction they go with it, because the shooting in this game is really smooth. At first, it looks like the movement's kind of clunky, but once you get used to it, it's actually super, super easy, and the shooting feels right. So let me go over the good things about the game first, and then we'll talk about the negatives second. So the things that this game does well is that you really feel satisfied when you play this game tactically. Now, as a tactical third-person shooter, there's something about it where when you carefully move into a base, when you're picking off soldiers one by one, it feels very accomplishing. Now, you get rewarded for stealth in this game a lot if you end up going in and going loud and just kind of just shooting everything in sight. Especially if you're on the hardest difficulty like I am, I'm on the extreme difficulty, you're going to get absolutely shredded. So it's very important to make sure that you go in tactically, and it's very fun to play with friends. You have one friend using like a drone, pointing people out, and then you have a sniper and you have a spotter. It feels very good to move in and take out these NPCs. The sniping feels fantastic because there's bullet drop and you have to lead your shots, and the same thing with taking NPCs out with headshots. All NPCs die in one headshot. There's even armored guys that run around, take like 4 or 5 shots in the body to kill them because they have heavy armor on, but you can one-shot them in the head with most, if not all, weapons. It also feels very satisfying going around the map and collecting all the different materials that you need to up your skills and progress in your skill tree, and it feels very good to find new weapons. There's something about this game where every single weapon that you use has its own identity. You can go in and play the same mission or clear the same area over and over, but if you're using different weapons, it feels vastly different, which doesn't seem to make much sense. Like, I didn't think it would, but the way the weapons shoot are so unique from each other, it feels very, very satisfying to go in and use different weapons. So what I end up doing is when I end up finding new weapons, I just try new weapons. I just go in and I do the content with different weapons and I switch it up, and you can switch your tactics up, and it makes going in and doing clearing NPCs, which may seem pretty boring from the outside looking in, actually a lot of fun. And the cool thing is that throughout the story missions, the missions actually feel very different from each other. I saw a lot of criticism in the beta where people were saying it's basically go in, kill this person, leave. Go in, kill this person, leave. It's actually not like that. There's a lot of missions where it has like a GTA feel to it, where in Grand Theft Auto, you know, you're doing missions over and over and over again, but they have missions that feel different where you have to do different things. And it's the same in this game, where instead of going in and just killing somebody, you may have to go in and follow them, or go in and stalk them, or go into a base undetected, or, you know, explode something and cause a bunch of ruckus, and then eventually, you know, you have to take out all the enemies. There's like so many different scenarios during the missions that it actually makes progressing through the main storyline pretty fun. And I was like kind of worried that this game was going to be short on content, because, you know, obviously in the beta we played on Ghost mode, which is now called Extreme, which is the hardest difficulty, and we got through it decently quick. We were only playing with 2 people, and we thought it was kind of easy, but what you learn is that the beta area was actually 1 skull out of 5, and the areas that we were playing yesterday were actually 5 skulls, which was a lot more difficult, which took a lot more time to get through the content. So I think it took us a couple of hours for each province, and there's actually a lot of provinces in this game. There's 21 different provinces, I want to say, and it took us like when we were going around and collecting all the materials and doing side missions and stuff, it ended up taking us about 8 hours to finish 2 of the provinces. So that's 4 hours per province. Now, obviously, if you run right through the story missions, it'll probably go a lot quicker, but I really don't like doing that in games like this. I like to go around and find weapons and find attachments and get materials and level up my character before just kind of running through all the main story mission content. So you can get a lot of content out of this game. I think we're only like, I did 2 streams of this for about 5 to 6 hours a stream, and we're only, I want to say, 15 to 20% through the main story missions, which is kind of mind-blowing. It really is, that there's this much content. There's the map is enormous. Like, you have to take a chopper and fly over the map just one time just to see the size of the map. It's actually mind-blowing. As far as I know, I think this is the 2nd biggest map in gaming history. I could be wrong on that, or I'm not sure if it's the 2nd biggest map that Ubisoft's ever done. I think it's the biggest that Ubisoft's ever done, but apparently Just Cause 3 is the only map bigger than this one, and it is mind-blowing how large the map is. Now, obviously, it's not, you know, filled with cities everywhere. There's obviously a lot of open areas, a lot of farmland, a lot of plains, but it's cool because there's so many different biomes that it makes each encounter in a certain area feel very different, because you have different environment. Maybe at one city that you're moving into, or one compound, you'll be pushing in and you'll have trees to your advantage, or maybe you'll have rocks next to your, like right over, looking over the city so that you can snipe from it, or you may be going in from a swamp. Like, there's so many different, like, just biomes that it makes those different areas feel very, very, very different. Oh, I almost forgot. The customization in this game is the craziest customization I've ever seen in a Tom Clancy shooter. You can change out every single part of your weapon and paint each part an individual color. There's tons of different camos, tons of different things that you can customize your weapon with. It is honestly mind-blowing how good the customization is in this game. There are a few drawbacks, like, for example, the voice acting in this game has to be hands down the worst voice acting I've ever heard. I actually tried really hard to figure out a way to just either change the language or turn it off, but it sounds like they just got random people off the side of the street to do the voice acting for this game. It's appalling. I'm not really huge into like the lore of games or really caring about what the voices sound like, but there's something about the dialogue in this game that is just unbelievably cringy, and I don't know if it's like the microphones that they used or the people that they used, but they're very monotone and kind of just not funny at all, and you don't really feel any type of attachment to the characters. They just, I don't know, they must have got someone off the side of the street to do the voice acting. There's no other explanation for it, and that's very unlike a company like Ubisoft to use voice actors that are so unbelievably terrible, and it just doesn't fit the game very well, because you got this super awesome tactical third-person shooter where you're moving in all tactically, and then you got your character being like, holy shit balls, like, what? I don't understand. But anyways, that's really the only negative that I have so far. Like I said, the missions can feel, the side missions can feel repetitive, but those are because they're side missions. They're meant to be like the same thing over and over again. But so far, I really, really enjoy this game. I think it's a lot of fun. I would, however, this is another negative, I don't think that this game would be very fun playing solo. I think it's more of the satisfaction of this game comes from playing with friends and playing with squad mates and finding people to play with, and unless you're like using LFG, which I don't even know if they have that for this game, but unless you're looking for random people to play with, like, I don't know if this is a game that you will enjoy solo. I don't think so. Maybe I played this solo and I actually enjoyed it, but that's because I was recording for a video. Now, if I wasn't recording for a video, I don't think going through and being all tactical and stuff without having someone next to you telling you what a great shot that was, it just doesn't feel as rewarding as it does when you're playing with a group and someone marks somebody and then you snipe them from 300 meters and your friend's like, whoa, dude, nice shot. Like, there's something really rewarding about that. And playing tactically with AI just doesn't do it for me. So maybe if you're used to playing solo, that'd be something you're interested in. But for me, I just don't see myself playing till the PvP comes out solo and having a good time. Anyways, those were my first impressions of Wildlands. If you guys do have the game, I hope you're enjoying it. I will be letting the rest of this video roll out if you want to watch the rest of the gameplay that I have for you. Enjoy the graphics, guys. The graphics are absolutely phenomenal for the size of the map that we're playing on. I've seen some people say that they didn't think the graphics were that good, but if you turn all your stuff up on high or ultra on PC, it definitely looks pretty darn amazing. And I've seen some videos on console and it looks very good as well. So I don't know what people are talking about saying this game doesn't look good, because it looks very, very good. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys in the next one. Take care, everybody.
you so long? Yo, I got a weapons case here.